Great. Hello, everybody. My name is Clifford Cruz, and I'm the CEO and founder of Skyway. We are an aviation company in urban air mobility, and we're the one company that's most likely going to be in your everyday life in the generations to come. Whoops, wrong way. Where's it at? Okay. Now, imagine a world where you could live on the outskirts of a city, for instance, like Napa Valley, and go to the city within 10 minutes instead of an hour. Or if you wanted to go from city to city or township to township in minutes instead of being on the freeway. I should probably not move around so much. Or if you wanted to visit the beach and you live on the inlands, like Los Angeles, for instance, if you lived in Riverside or Anaheim. Or in this case, if you were in San Jose and you wanted to visit Sausalito, you could do that in 15 minutes. Or let's say you wanted to visit the city for dinner and you lived in Napa or Sausalito or Sonoma. You can do that in 10 minutes. This is what's called an eVTOL. It is the next generation aircraft that pretty much is like a helicopter, but much quieter. It is full electric, and it is here to get you from one place to another within the inner city development outside of commercial aircraft. Now also imagine a world where you can get package deliveries in minutes instead of waiting hours via Uber Eats, let's say. Or if you're just hungry and you're saying, well, you know, I really don't want to go out. I kind of want a beer, an ice cream, a pizza. It can get to you within 5 to 10 minutes as soon as you order it. Well, this is a reality that's happening across the country. This is Google, and they're currently doing deliveries right now in Arizona and Texas and a few other states piloted programs. There's also a slew of other companies doing deliveries today across the country and across the world. And at Skyway, we're enabling small businesses, aviation small businesses in the tech space, to leverage an infrastructure that will allow them to do business much more rapidly and much more quickly while being fully regulated in the airspace. So this is Zing, one of our customers, that actually did the first drone delivery in Orlando, Florida, by delivering tacos for the first time. And I do believe they're the first flying tacos ever in history, which is great. So, taco history. Now, to give an understanding of the reason why Skyway is so important is because in aviation history, we have actually built the largest walkie-talkie system in the world. This system is not designed for machine-to-machine communication, which all these aircraft are basically giant computers with wings. So what do we need to do to enable these businesses to communicate with one another in this brand new airspace? So at Skyway, we are working with countries across the globe, including the United States. We are partnered with FAA and NASA to develop the world's first privatized air traffic control system and communication service. Now, what makes us unique is that we have what's called an air traffic navigator. Essentially, the FAA didn't want us to use air traffic control, so we called them navigators. And what makes this unique, it's a new profession that interfaces with our artificial intelligence and machine learning air traffic control system. It is the first ever system designed for these aircraft to operate in low altitude airspace. Countries across the world are now privatizing their airspace 5,000 feet above ground level. This is the first time in aviation history where governments are now allowing private industry to operate and manage airspace. So at Skyway, we've already partnered with some of the most global leaders in redefining the airspace as we see it. This is the Orlando Convention Center that we have worked with our partner Transoft to reimagine what the airspace would look like. And in this illustration, you'll see what it looks like when aircraft approach and depart in what's called a Verta hub. This is a small little airport that will be popping up everywhere across the country in inner cities where you go to and fly to and from another outside of major airports. So what does this market look like and how big is it? Well, NASA has done a research study on what this potentially would look like, and our internal numbers match up. and it's about 1.5 trillion by 2030. Now that's kind of a hard number to swallow. I understand it's a lot of money, but when you look at the numbers, if we're doing, let's say, a flight for 10 cents a mile, and you're doing a trip at 9 aeronautical miles on a trip, you could see that our projections will look like about 250 million by 2030 on global projections as we expand into Canada, South America, and Europe, Japan, roughly too much money anyway. So, when you look at the global industry and how it's expanding across the world, we're already seeing countries and deployments in aviation companies being funded well over $10 billion in this industry, and it's just growing exponentially. So when we think about the Jetsons, which, kind of date myself here on cartoons, but that future is coming, right? That's something that we're going to see in our lifetime. And the company that we're building today is going to be that legacy-driven foundation between all Silicon Valley companies, North Bay companies as well, to leverage our systems to enable their business, right? Imagine a system, a cloud that has all the regulatory requirements for pennies on the dollar. So what are we doing that's actually impactful here in the North Bay? Well, actually, we're partnered with the Seaplane Adventure. I don't know if you've seen the planes fly around, or yellow. Anyway, we're going to build the first vertiport here in the Bay Area. That's our rendering of what the port will kind of look like. It's one FATO, which is a landing pad. It has 3 parking spots. This will enable the Jobies, the Archers, and all the eVTOL companies to land there. And it will be most likely the first vertiport not only in the United States, but also in the state of California. Now, this is just one of many that we're planning here in the Bay Area. There's a few along the pier, San Jose, Oakland, Napa, and a few other cities across the Bay that will enable a network of multimodal aircraft operations within the next 10 years. And with that, thank you very much. Thank you.